Let's bring in host of the Athletic Football Show. I listen to the podcast, of course, every Monday, of course, after a big Sunday of action. Robert Mays. I'm going to dig right in here to our Bears. Your Bears. They're unbelievable. It's these fourth quarter comebacks that are insane. Caleb's numbers, maybe not great on paper, but it's just amazing. What are you seeing when you're watching that is sticking out?
His just growing confidence is so impressive. And you just watch how comfortable he is within the offense. I mean, he went 16 of 32 on Sunday. And so when I rewatched the game yesterday, I expected to be a little bit disappointed in how he played. And that's just not how I felt at all. There are still a few misses down the field. There's still some decisions I think he'd like back, but I just feel like he's really settling into what they want from him in this offense. I think they know the type of throws, like the one you just showed, that inbreaker to Rome on that 2nd and 24. I rewatched that 10 times because it's just the type of throw I'm not used to seeing within a Bears offense. So I really do feel like you can see the progress, you can feel the confidence growing, and it is a fun place to be if you're a Bears fan.
How far does fun lead to playoffs? Playoffs are pretty fun. So like they've won 7 of their last 8. Can they do this and make some waves here? They're the 3 seed in the NFC. They're the last team to make the playoffs though on FanDuel Sportsbook at -144. Which way are you leaning?
I think it's going to be tough in part because I think the rest of the NFC is just so good. I believe they play the Niners in week 17, which that might be it. Like it might come down to that game late in the season as to whether one of those teams makes the playoffs. And unfortunately for the Bears, I rewatched that Niners offense on Sunday, and with Purdy back, with Ricky Pearsall back, with Kittle there, they do feel like they're going to be able to click into a different gear in the back half of the season. And so I think there's a shot, but right now I think there are probably 7 other teams that are going to get in before them.
These Packers, I've been critical of them. I'm here in Wisconsin, in the middle of it all right now. They bounced back. They scored, 27 points on Sunday. Did the win against the Giants quiet your concerns?
Yes and no. I mean, I liked watching Jordan Love play like that because I just feel like he needs to be a star for this to work on offense. But you watch the way that the offensive line played again and just some of the pass protection issues. Josh Jacobs is now banged up. I just worry that they're going to struggle to be consistent on offense because some of the supporting cast just isn't as good as it's been over the last couple years. But I loved the version of Jordan Love that we got to see on Sunday. When they played against the Eagles last Monday, it was a version of him that I just am not used to watching. Like, I think some people get frustrated with Jordan because he can be a little bit reckless and a little bit too aggressive. I want him to be too aggressive. Like, that's the version of Jordan Love I want. The conservative, like not letting throws rip version that we got against the Eagles, I have no interest in that. So,
but is that up to him, Robert? Who's that on? Is that him?
I think there were a bunch of like intermediate throws in that Eagles game where they were there to be made. And he's just not pulling the trigger on them. And I'm like, where is this guy who I've been trying to rein back for like 3 years? I want that guy back. And so to watch him play the way that he did against the Giants and kind of push the envelope in the ways that we're used to seeing with Jordan Love, he needs to be a star for this thing to work on offense because there's no one else coming through that door to save this team. And so him kind of being that guy again on Sunday, it was really nice to see that.
I'm liking that you're giving them confidence. I don't know how I feel about the Packers. I don't know if the Packers know who they are, but they're talented, and we all know that, so we can see about that. Sam Darnold's talented, right? It's this weird thing. He gets these teams like the Vikings, like Seattle, like where they are, and then there's this big game narrative. Tough loss for the Seahawks, but crazy good Rams defense. What after that game, how confident are you in Sam? I feel like probably higher than most.
I think so, just because he's played so well for the first half of the season. It's unfortunate to see because we know that he has this bad Sam Darnold gear at times when playing against specific sorts of defenses. The fact that it was the same defense that kind of tore him apart in the playoffs last year, that was tough to see. I don't think that he's as bad as he was on Sunday, and I think it is a little bit worrying that there's still these sorts of games on the table for him, but I just think he's played so well to this point in the year. I still have enough confidence in that team from top to bottom that I don't think what they played like on Sunday against the Rams is necessarily an indication of what we're going to see in these big games for the rest of the year. I think there's a better version of this team out there.
If you're the Chiefs, let's go to the AFC here. What do they need to do to make the playoffs? What change, like a little tweak would you make?
I get frustrated watching them and their refusal to run the ball. This is a group that has real talent and
Yep.
size on the interior of their offensive line. And they had that drive, the second drive of the game. They're running the ball out of the shotgun. They're consistent in doing it. They have like 2 under center runs in this game. Both of them go for pop gains. And I just feel like the construction of this offense, a lot of the other really good offenses in the NFL, they kind of had this light bulb moment at some point over the last 5 years. The 2 teams I always go to are like the Rams and the Bills. If you watch what the Rams and the Bills were in like the 2021 and 2022 seasons, they realized we need to be able to run the ball downhill physically at people and not just put this on our quarterback, even if our quarterback is a superstar. And they've really enjoyed the benefits of that with the stylistic change that they've made. I feel like the Chiefs need one of those moments where they need to understand we need to be more flexible on offense. We need to be able to kind of dictate the terms to defenses in more than one way. And until they do that, I just feel like the really good defenses in the league are going to consistently be able to give them problems.
Yeah, I feel like Andy said as much yesterday, said that maybe he should call less RPOs, which is, I don't know, that they didn't get Brees Hall, I think is weird. They feel like they have no juice. Like, I'm never wanting to be the person who's out on the Chiefs. Why put yourself into this corner where and now you have Colts, Cowboys, like it's not cute. Broncos look great. They're real contenders. Question about just the Cowboys last night. I'm kind of wanting to say that they could do something with this defense this year. Are you on board?
I think it's just too hard of a road from here on out. I think they've digged themselves too much of a hole. But the 1 year, 2 year outlook with this thing, if they can bring George Pickens back, like I do feel like there's something to build on here. I just think that they dug themselves too big of a hole in the first half of the year.
Really quickly, like 10 seconds, give me a real contender in the AFC and the NFC, because you were kind of mum on it on the Athletic Football Show.
A real contender?
Yeah.
I think the Broncos are a real contender if the offense can do just enough. And in the NFC, I think the Seahawks are still a really, really good team. I think it's wide open, but I think the Seahawks are still right there with the other teams in the NFC.
I love to see it, Robert Mays. Enjoy Chicago being on top, at least for now. And everybody go subscribe to the Athletic Football Show on YouTube. Thanks, Robert.
See ya.
See ya.